about your heavy hand.
Yeah. It is so. Okay. You are now tuned in to the motherfucking Ambition Hour podcast on Worth the Wait Radio. You ready? It's the Ambition Hour, baby. It's the Ambition Hour, baby. It's the Ambition Hour, baby. And welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves. And this is episode 148. OMG! What a great way to start that.
Claudia Renee in the house.
That is bruh. Is that like a surprise or something like that? Because like I'm gonna tell you right now, like that's fire.
That
that's
is
fire.
not a surprise.
That's a good drop right there. I'm just
That
letting y'all know right now.
That is not a surprise. That has been our job for quite some time.
Yo, fire drops.
Yes. Hello everybody and welcome yet again to another episode of the Ambition Hour podcast. I am your host, Claudia Renee. And if you are joining us on SoundCloud, Spotify, WTW Radio, wherever it is that you're listening to us, hello. If you are watching us on YouTube, I appreciate you. Tell a friend to tell another friend to make sure to subscribe and join,
TV.
your notification gang.
Big facts.
And if you are watching us and you know that I am not alone, if you are listening to us and I am telling you that I am not alone, today I am joined. If you didn't hear the energy in the beginning, then I'm here to tell you that I have the man of the hour, if you will, Mr. Spitz from Worth the Wait Records in the building.
Chew. Yo, what's good? What's good? How can we say the Ambition Hourians? They gotta have some kind of name.
We gotta have some kind of name.
We need to.
Right? That's gonna be like a goal of ours to come up with a name.
The
that
Ambitioners.
Way, the Ambitioners.
Ambitionese.
The Hours. The Ambitionese.
Ambition Hours. I mean, Ambitionese. I think.
Is that what Hop said? Ambitionese.
Ambitionese?
Not bad.
Like nominees type shit? Feel me?
What about just the ambitions?
The ambitions. Fact. The ambition ones.
The ambition or the
like
ambitious
that.
ones. Well, yeah. So thank you, everybody. As you guys can also hear, I also have my beautiful, awesome, grateful host.
Well, I'll be darned. She's talking about me.
Co-host House 600 in the building.
Yeah, you already know what it is, man.
Give yourself a round of applause, House. Come on, man. Every single day, every single episode, you my right hand. You my go-to.
Facts.
You are the one. In this season of gratitude, I want to say thank you to Hav.
The co-host with the most.
Yes, he makes sure that everything goes down in the DM, if you will, because he makes sure that everything is good. Everything is copacetic on that end, and
anything right.
Thankfully, I don't have to worry about that. I can just worry about this, about providing you guys with an awesome show. And so we're going to start this episode like how we start each and every single episode by stating what we are grateful for. So Spitz, you are our special guest. So what are you grateful for this week?
Oh man.
What you mean, oh man? Boy, you've been here how many times?
All right.
Can't stay off the weed.
He be forgetting.
Damn, I'm thankful for the weed then. No,
All right now. Amen.
What I'm really thankful for, to be honest with you, like I have my second actual official project coming out. So
Shameless
coming out.
plug.
So I'm really grateful for that, and I'm just happy that it's finally together and it's coming out. So yo, shout out to that fucking Spitz Files coming soon.
Okay, well, it'll be
What do you
out.
mean? Isn't it
It'll
gonna
be out.
dropped?
It'll be out right now.
today.
Yeah, by the time you guys
We
hear it.
are
Well, yeah, it'll be out by the
recording
day. That's
this
why they really
earlier,
wanna,
but this
try
is
to,
today. So today the
Alright.
project is officially out.
Go listen to that shit.
So you can
comment
listen to
below
it.
what your favorite track is on that bitch. My favorite track
Yeah, like
on that shit is you already know Spitz. Come on, man. 3 wishes.
Facts.
I'm rocking with that. Claudia's is probably Vibes, the one with Flight. She was in the stew.
Oh man, I love hearing songs on projects when I was in the studio.
Yeah,
It's the best.
But you was a part of pretty much like the 2 main tracks that I like the most, which is Vibes and Hustle Hard.
Nice.
So,
I just enjoy like seeing people that I'm cool as fuck with in the studio.
facts.
So I always enjoy going to the studio and then seeing you, of course, do what you do,
And the Hofster.
chase them dreams.
Facts.
It's about you today, though, Spitz. I love how you bringing your friend in, and then he is our co-host.
Hey, it's Dubs Up. You already know what time it is.
Oh, we talking about you right now. But we gonna talk about me real quick because it's what I was grateful for this week. Because Spitz hasn't been on the podcast for a while, so he doesn't remember how to throw it back.
Yeah,
like
his contract was up. His contract was
I've
up.
been cut, people.
You have not been cut. COVID happened,
We did not renew.
Facts.
even though you was coming.
Low-key, it was cut.
It's all good. But so this week, actually, what are you grateful for this week? This is the last episode of November. We just passed Thanksgiving. So what are you grateful for?
I mean, November has been a good month for me. I'm grateful for just man, I feel like I always kind of say the same shit, but like it's kind of
La
like
vida.
not this life, but kind of like the
La vida es bella.
La Vita Bella, and just like the growth of yourself and just kind of knowing and basically, yeah, like picking and choosing and understanding yourself more. Me and Claudia had a deep conversation. She was kind of like, yo, it's kind of like you're battling yourself because you're trying to be better than you are the next day. And that's kind of how that's how I am, like, and I just really like search for the what's better? How can I be better? What am I? Maybe a blind side of mine, right? It's because it's a blind side. We're simply not aware of it. And and I just had a couple epiphanies and just I guess
a couple of breakthroughs.
A couple of breakthrough I guess to call them.
I see it. Amen.
And I think my faith is just getting better. But we out here still, off the Henny, drunk as fuck, talking about being better in life. The Lord is still working on me.
The Lord still loves me. He is my friend.
The strip club been calling me. I mean, Tiffany, I told you next week I was gonna be there, and I wasn't there, but
they calling.
I'll be there soon enough.
So real quick before I say what I'm grateful for this week, I do podcasts for girls who love themselves some Hennessy, but the Lord. But the Lord. Yo, no lie, the other day we didn't have no wine or nothing, and the how there's communion in church, and right now I'm doing church virtually. Well, I've been doing church virtually for a long time.
Virtual church, okay.
It's really good.
Everything is virtual.
I
right
get
now,
really into it, and they did communion, and I didn't have wine, so I ended up drinking some Hennessy for communion. I just drank some Hennessy for communion. I was just like, I didn't drink the whole shot glass. I just did like half of it because I was just like, yo, it's 10 a.m. Pastor.
I bet when he was preaching, you was turning up.
No, man. The thing is that Pastor Torre be turning up.
Oh, he turned up.
Like he turned.
Maybe he got Hennessy in his instead
No,
of,
that thing those are like grape juice. Those are like purple drink. Actually, not even grape juice. So this week I am grateful for the end of November. For those of you who are new to this, November has always been a transformative month for me. Breakthroughs usually happen. I get closer to my purpose, or at least understanding my purpose. I also get closer. This November, I got extremely close to God and Jesus and just strengthening that relationship. So I'm extremely grateful to November for that because of that specific reason that I was just indulged in the word of God, and that just took over. And also just all of the information that I learned about myself, that was great. So I'm very grateful to Sweet November for that. Cause I mean, like, and then being off of social media and just like tuning that out of my life and focusing on me and focusing on the people around me and just like learning how to discipline myself. Like there's just so much that goes into like going into a social media cleanse, not only a social media cleanse, but also a transformative journey, you know, to like end my year right and just like get right with everything with me, especially me. Like I feel like it's not even about anybody else. It's about me.
That transformative journey, it pertains of like social media cleansing, just you say like getting closer to God, and I guess you would say being around your loved ones more.
Another thing that it
that's
does
what it consists of?
another thing that I do is I also read this book called Soul Coaching.
Okay.
And so this book, it basically like asks you a whole bunch of different questions about your life. And it allows you to like look at look at some situations. It fucked me up the first time I read it. The second time I read it, I was just like, all right. Now I feel like I've done it like at least 5 times, and this time around it has just been so insane because I've been able to see the growth because I look at my notes from the previous year and I'm just able to like compare and contrast like how my life has changed, what actually came into fruition, what was that I wanted to accomplish that got accomplished. So it was just really dope, you know, to see that. And so I'm doing that book called Soul Coaching, but I also added Nikki Bryan's book, which is Create Your Own Magic, available everywhere, guys. Make sure that you go get it.
Yeah, she was a guest on the podcast. Bitch.
She was on the podcast. She was the one that we were talking about earlier. Yes. Cool. The queen who has her own book. So yeah, so I'm reading her book as well. And on the Thursday would be, Saturday. Today would be what, the 26th. No, Saturday.
Oh yeah. Oh,
the 28th. Yeah. So the 28th, I'm gonna be on day 28. I'm gonna be finishing soul coaching, and I am finishing soul coaching, and I am on day 28 of Create Your Own Magic. So I'm on my last day of soul coaching, and it's been going amazing. I'm in Disney right now. It's so funny, like doing an episode, like, but yeah. So I'm gonna be in Disney, living my best life, on day 28 of my book. And
shoot, go ahead. What's your favorite Disney movie?
Oh my God, yes, please let us know. Okay, so enough about me, Spitz. We are here to talk about you because you are dropping a project. You dropped a project yesterday. Now listen, okay, before you say anything, even though you've been talking, shut up. No. Okay, so you were here on episode 3. You were also on episode probably 6 or 7. Can't remember. Can't recall. Didn't think to go and back and look. You've also been, you did a little tenure here, 10 episodes with us.
Got fired.
You did not get fired, Jarrell. I mean, Spitz, stop saying that. Jarrell got fired. Spitz did it.
Spitz.
Y'all heard it first.
Jarrell got fired. Spitz did it.
I mean, so what? He's basically welcome at the house, but not the podcast.
Oh man, I gotta create another alias.
Another alias, just in case Spitz gets fired. And so you're dropping a project on Friday, and okay, so you were here for also to promote La Vita e Bella, which that was like episode 60. Like I said, you did the 10 episodes. You've come back on so many different times. And I don't know, like, I was just thinking about, like, how, number one, you're part of the label. You're part of the team. So you've seen the growth. But, like, how does it feel to see the growth of the podcast? Just from being, like, as, like, episode 3 to, like, all of those different episodes and then now and just, like, coming on. Like, how is it? Do you see the growth here as far as the podcast? But also, how do you see the growth in you? Because since then, like, that's been crazy too. Like, let's not get it twisted.
I would say the growth in the podcast, like it. I mean, we got a pumpkin. We got a pumpkin right here. You know,
we got a pumpkin.
You know, like we got like the waters with the labels promoting the show. Like we've grown so far to the point where we're getting an understanding and a familiarity with actually learning how to run the podcast our way, not someone else's way, but like what you're comfortable with. Everything Hobbs asks you, he always runs it by you. and you always, you know, like you guys have your discussions about it. You know, like
Conversations. Discussion sounds a little hostile.
No, but it
Doesn't have to be.
yeah,
Never
like,
is.
yeah. But it gets done. You know, like the we have the patterns on the wall. You know, the lights. Just
We got wallpaper.
Yeah, the wallpaper.
Sorry,
like,
I installed
everything.
it.
This I
Well
mean, I
helped.
think this transition right here with the black wall and the
On the
couch right here,
couch.
like this make a nigga feel like, yo, I'm on like David Letterman or some shit like that. You know, like I'm on like a talk show type shit. You feel
That's
me?
how you feeling? Damn.
Hey, I'm
We're
feeling
gonna have to make.
superstar. But you make people feel superstarish now when they come to it. When they come to the podcast, it came from being like, okay, this is good. Like I think Cable was one that said it too, and like
What
to
he
get
said.
well, yeah, he
Shout out to Cable.
well, no, he was just saying like how like the growth of like where we've started from basically in the front room and now we're in the room
Yeah.
how the development of the room and everything. So like yeah, like I think that is big for the podcast to change like that. And me myself on the podcast, I would say I'm not as like, cause I wouldn't show myself as much as I do now. Like I really don't give a fuck now. So like I basically just be me now. So like on camera, like it really doesn't matter. But before I would pretty much try to like, I would not necessarily be a certain way, but try to like watch my words or watch what I'm saying, and try to be controlled with certain things that I would say. And now it's pretty much just like not like fuck it, but kind of like, yo, if I feel something, I'll say it. And
Yeah.
it's nothing really wrong with that, because that's the genuineness that people want out of a podcast.
So that's why you feel that you've changed since the first time you were on till now.
Yeah.
How about as an artist though? Like as an artist, I mean, at that time,
From La Vita Bella.
yeah,
to,
like no, it wasn't.
okay.
Wasn't it the project before that he was promoting? Even the Can't Help But Notice.
Yeah, because Can't Help But Notice, and
That's
then
facts.
Burgundy was it was the first releases on
Facts, too.
for
So
the
like
label
as an
on.
artist, like you have just developed so much. I feel you since the first episodes, like you've done music, like countless music videos, directed them, starred in them. You just did so many different things, and I just want to highlight that because I feel like it's something that people need to know. Like y'all need to understand. Like y'all know how when my brother drops a song and I'll be like, I better go listen to my little brother song. Like y'all gotta make sure that y'all listen or see whatever it is that Spitz is doing because
Family.
Spitz is like, yeah, he's family. So you have to also make sure that you're seeing what he's doing. But as an outsider that's inside looking in, because I am a part of the label and I see what's happening and I see what you're doing.
Big time.
But I'm also seeing, like, as a friend, like, wow, he's really just going out there and getting it.
Facts.
So as far as, like, an artist, how do you feel like you have developed from Can't Help But Notice, but then also this project now, which is Spitz Files, guys, available everywhere right now in your phone.
Damn, that's crazy, because, like, Can't Help But Notice, that's kind of, sort of, maybe...
The jersey's on.
The song.
You know,
There's
so,
a song
yeah,
that goes that
facts.
way, guys, by the way.
So like, yeah, like I think for me personally, I think those first two albums that I did, I was shooting for a particular sound.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so like I basically like took Can't Help But Notice and La Vita Bella like on steroids. Like basically, I mean, Can't Help But Notice. I mean, La Vita Bella is Can't Help But Notice on steroids.
Because it's another project.
right.
It should be
Pretty
a
much this-
level up.
Well, because I think what happened was in Can't Help But Notice, I didn't get done what I wanted to get done. So whatever I didn't get done on Can't Help But Notice, I got done in La Vita Bella. So it was like it's like I mirrored the same album, but like I just made better structured songs on La Vita Bella. So like and I don't think I would have ever I don't think I ever would have been satisfied unless I made it. And we spoke about that earlier, how when when you were talking about what you wanted to do in the studio and stuff like that, and you asked my opinion, I said, well, like, nah, do what you want to do, because it's really like what we spoke about. Like, you're putting that out there, so people are gonna see what you're doing, like with your music and stuff like that. It's your sound. So when I did have that out and Can't Help But Notice, it was like, oh man, like I could have did this, I could have did that.
Yeah.
So as long as I took to put out La Vita Bella, like I was more satisfied with as many times as I did it over, and it didn't really matter. And so I did that same thing with Spitz Files, and basically just did a completely different sound from that. It's like just completely different sound from that, and it's more like the beats are more like this day, like not to say I use like old beats or whatever for those old projects, but they were more hip hop based, you know. And these particular tracks are more something people in like that listen to go crazy off snares or 808s. They'll love this project. So I just think the transition from there to now is a bigger growth of me just trying to understand people's ears and what they want to hear. So I think that's the biggest growth for me, at least, though.
That's great. I'm really happy to hear that. Really excited for everyone to listen to this project. So tell me.
preview.
So tell me, you're dating a girl, talking to her, if you will.
No, I'm not dating her. I ain't dating her. I'm not.
All
I don't know what you
right,
heard.
my dog on his toes. I'm saying, okay, so this is a hypothetical. You're talking to a girl, and she says that she's going on a trip, and she mentions that there is going to be males at this trip. How you feeling?
How am I feeling? Man, like, whoa. Honestly, like, I do feel a certain way about that, but do I tell my significant other this information to like ruin their good time because of my like insecurities? Like, so like I would say, all right, have a good time, be safe, and like just have like have a good time, basically, and leave it up to that person. Because I guess like now I'm in a place where I don't try to let those type of things try to bother me, because
That's called growth.
yeah, it is, but like I mean, us dudes.
How you said it?
But us dudes, man, like yo, my age, man, like I mean, like I think it comes with age, cause like, and this is recent of me. this is like recent of me. So it's like it's not like I've been doing. Yeah, it's not like I've been doing this for the longest. Cause like if you would have asked me this, like probably like 2 years ago. Like probably like 2 years ago, whatever.
Like 2 weeks ago, but okay.
Right. Yeah, maybe. You might be right. But like I would react in a certain way of saying like nah, man, I'd ask her why she going and how many dudes there, and I'd probably tell her not to go or whatever, like, and have that type of like response to it. But
that's what they call toxic.
Well, I mean, I don't think
you was toxic.
I don't think
my boy changed his.
He would never do such a thing.
Right. I don't think that's toxic. I just think it's just like I just think it's just people being insecure and not knowing how to like handle their significant other being off and around just the other counterparts. Like you can't really control what another person does, regardless if it's a male or a woman. Like if they're gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat.
I know that's right.
So
yeah,
you should just basically live with it if they do go out.
Go ahead, because I feel like I'm gonna have to play like because you go have and
no,
because this is something that I was gonna talk about last week, but I said at the end of the episode I'm gonna bring some of these topics up when Spitz is on here. So.
Facts.
Because I love.
What I was gonna say is just like yeah, it's not jealousy. What I was gonna say is that like yeah, it's not jealousy or anything like that. I mean, or you don't want to take that person's time or them to have fun with they're friends. But yeah, you gotta be a little like it's still gotta be a little jealousy though, right? Like, you know what I mean, or like, you know, kind of like if you're not jealous. I heard if someone doesn't show jealousy, that means they stop loving you, type shit.
You heard that?
I heard that.
From where?
A woman.
A woman whose dad tells her this.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's where her dad is teaching her.
Because kind of
I
like
was gonna say a guy.
like but it's like it's kind of like if you don't get jealous of me and the relationship that I have with your sister, then that means you stop loving me. You get what I'm saying? Like it's always
Wait, hold on. Explain it again.
It's always a little because what he was telling his daughter was that if you don't get jealous by the relationship I have with your sister, then that's when you kind of stop loving me. Like basically, like you can't.
What the fuck?
You can't love without jealousy, basically.
He's terrible.
Hold on, but because
no, but not in an unhealthy way though.
But I think that's toxic.
Okay, so can I share something before we
No?
continue this conversation?
Go ahead.
I don't mean to pull out the Bible, but I'm gonna bring the good word out. I'm gonna bring
Listen up, kids. You might learn a thing.
I'm gonna bring the good word out. So, let me see if I can see this whole full chapter.
So you don't want your girl to question you when you're going out?
Okay, you can go ahead and answer that question, and I'll go ahead and read it. Say what you're gonna answer. Answer.
Oh, I'll just answer it real quick. Not really. It doesn't. It wouldn't bother me either or. Because I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take it as if she doesn't ask. I wouldn't take it as like why isn't she asking? And if she does ask, it really wouldn't come off as a problem. You get me what I'm trying to say? Like,
but we also affirm. Okay, Kari, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
could go for a day.
the good word. The good word in Galatians 5:19 says, "Now the works of the flesh are evident, which are adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lewdness, idolatry, sorcery, hatred, contentions, jealousies, outbursts of wrath, selfish ambitions, dissensions, heresies, envy, murders, drunkenness, revelries, and the like, of which I tell you beforehand, just as I told you in time past, that those who practice such things will not inherit the kingdom of God." So being jealous.
I was just listening. I was just gonna bring that up, people.
Being
I heard
jealous
that word
is
jealous.
of the flesh, and we
jealous.
shall
Ha-ha.
not be jealous, because the Lord says that is not of Him. And have because we have had this conversation.
So, but yeah, basically,
before. And I don't want, because I know you're part of this whole thing, because we've had this conversation, and of course I'm going to give you the space to express yourself, because why not? You know, we're having a healthy conversation. But for me, and as far as this situation goes, for me, the way that I feel is that, yes, it is great to understand or know who is going to be there, but at the end of the day, what is it going to change?
I believe that
too. I like that.
I believe that too.
What is that going to change?
I like exactly how she said that. I love
how you
too.
said it. Yeah.
Not only just what is it going to change, but also, okay, what is it going to change if you know who's going to be there or who's not, right? But also, I had a point. Dang it, and it slipped from my
bad. We
no,
was really
no,
amping you.
Cause you guys hyped me up so much, and because like nothing is going to change whether you know who was there or who is who is there or who is not. So something that I experienced was kind of like that. Like, this person is going on a trip, and you find out there's gonna be people of the opposite sex. And my whole thing is that if you're gonna go on a trip, I don't want your character that you have shown me that you are and that you have to change when you go on a trip. Like, I don't want to be with somebody who goes on a trip and then doesn't know who their character is, or lost their morals, or like,
zip code change.
Like, yeah, just because the zip code changed, now you want to be like, oh, well, nah, I'm not really like that. It's just like, no, like, I want to be able to trust my significant other, whether it be my boyfriend, my husband, my fiance, whoever, in whatever level he may be. I'm talking to him or whatever. Like, I should never feel like I have to question you even in that stage. Like if I have to question you, then there is a possibility that I should not be with you. Because it should be like no question. Of course, as humans, we all have our doubts and we have all like our the triggers, I guess you can say, or the red flags that we want to point out. But at the end of the day, there's some things that are just not as important. Like, is this person going to be the same person whether you're talking, whether you're in, engaged, married? Like, you want somebody who's going to keep it 100 every time. Why? Because you keeping it that way.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm keeping it 100, and yeah, I don't gotta tell you everybody who's gonna be there, but you can know that I'm gonna keep it rock solid. It's solid around here. You know what I mean? Like, so, How did you want to add anything to that?
No, you're good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Listen, I had to bring the good word because I did just learn this past. I just learned that this was in the Bible the other day, and it taught me a lot because that word actually moved me to the point where I talked about it at dinner on one night, and then I ended up dissecting the word later on and catching it the next day. And so I had to like do a whole video about that and just like explaining what I learned from there. And so like I had this one in the tuck. Listen, man, I done told you guys that my relationship with God is a lot better. So I've been reading the Bible a lot more and have been really trying to understand it by going to church as well.
She was ready.
Bruh, you know what's crazy, Spitz? I've been listening to worship music. Like,
that's the
heavy
like
worship.
Like the choir with the choir.
Yeah, well, it's like, with the choir, with the, there's people who sing, and because it's the people who like the songs that they sing in church and stuff like that. So I've just been really heavy on
like
that.
Yeah.
I've been really heavy on that, and man, it's just some beautiful music. But I wanted to bring back the topic of music because you're dropping a project. So, you have already dropped the project. And so I want to know, what is the biggest takeaway that you want the listeners of Spitz Files to get? Like, what is it that you like want them to, like, what is the message? What are you trying to say to the people, Spitz?
The message that I'm trying to get people to grasp when they hear the album is lyrics and creativity isn't dead. Artists still to this day try their hardest to put passion into the music for you. Like, they try to be as creative as possible to give you content. And like, word to my brother Jav, like, you doing the same thing that I'm doing as far as like just going over it and over it again, giving different mixes. Basically, I just want people to hear it and get a good vibe from each and every song. It's not that long. Like, I want you to be able to run through it at least 5-6 times, like in one day, because it makes you feel good. Like, I'm a Cancer and emotional. And one thing I love is to have music on shuffle, right? And so it can go to a sad song, right? Mm-hmm. And I could be like, I'm fucking crying my heart out, right? Mm-hmm. And it can go to a song where it's like, boom, like, and it gets you hyped and stuff like that, like, yeah. And then they got some songs that give you like a cool vibe, like, so this is that. I'm trying to basically have someone listen to that album and get that same kind of feel I get when I got my shit on shuffle. Like, and I'm like fucking, I'm crying my heart out, and then, oh shit, I'm fucking hype as fuck, and then, oh shit, this is a vibe. You feel me? So like, it get all of just get all of those feels once they hear it and stuff. So hopefully they will when they do hear it. For sure. When y'all hearing it now, because y'all are.
They heard it before the
now.
episode.
They heard it before the episode.
After the episode, so it's all good.
Facts. And if you haven't, pause right now. Go stream that. Available everywhere. Spitz Files. Go get them.
So Spitz.
Uh-oh. We got the questions coming now.
No.
You see how she doing? She kind of high low, like, all right, high on the your music, all right. Now we're talking about real shit.
I do.
She holds the gun like behind her back.
No, not even like that. Not even like that. I guess because like it's funny because we just know each other so well, and we've had so many different conversations, so I can like literally pull from any of the conversations that we've had and just like go crazy. But I guess like I just want to know like your growth. Like, how do you feel? Like 2020 was really crazy for a lot of us, and 2020 like didn't you guys didn't touch a stage this year. You know, you guys didn't get to go to the studio for a minute because of the pandemic. It was just different as far as like promotion. Like nobody was really focused on stuff like that. It was mainly like what's going on as far as like whether it was with the pandemic or even like with everything that was going down with the social injustice and how like kind of the world like well at least the social media world and our followers along with it. It was just a lot of like social injustice. So like, how do you feel like, you know, we're closing out November. We're getting to December of 2020. How like, how has this year been for you as an artist, as a person, everything?
Wow. I think as an artist, like one thing I learned is man, the people that are around you support you the most. That like during this pandemic, the people that really rock with you the hardest, you like it basically came out. Rather, if it was support with like posting something, whether if it was like support with giving you like a discount on like getting on their podcast or something like that, like whatever it was.
Too.
Right, photographers, like all of that. I just think that coming through this pandemic and really seeing people's like true colors and seeing like how certain people are just like not caring about people that are losing their fucking jobs and shit like that. Like it's really showing me as a artist that like, man, I'm glad that like I'm worth the wait. I'm glad fucking it's no debate. Like fucking
Continue. I just need
just
refill.
need a refill right here. Top of the morning to you.
I should have brought the bottle. Continue, Spitz.
Nah,
Sorry, Spitz.
nah,
Our special guest, Spitz.
Yeah. I just think that like I'm grateful to be with Worth the Wait, and I'm grateful that like
Grateful to have you for real.
to be with a label that's basically promoting self independence and
For the people.
yeah, like this podcast, like we spoke about it earlier. Like you can do what you want with this podcast. It's yours. You know, like ownership. So like I'm just grateful that I actually made it through a pandemic with the label that's basically supportive and caring. Like I can
and
actually
shit ain't stop.
Yeah, man, ain't nothing stopping. I can drop what I want. It's not like it's like I chose to drop yesterday. You get me what I'm trying to say? Like I chose to drop on Black Friday. Like, you know, like it wasn't like on some like, oh nah, sit back, like you can't drop this day or whatever.
No, it's just like, okay.
Like, no, all right, I got you.
How
You
can
know?
we help you?
So I'm grateful that we've gotten through this and learned a lot, because next year is gonna be a good year. We spoke about that earlier. Me and Jav, we because we have these little meetings and stuff, and like next year we really gonna tackle a lot of fucking different things. So be looking out for that. And I'm telling y'all, like this is a fucking a good year. 2020 was ideal.
Year of the dub.
It was the idea of the dub. Idea of the dub. Excuse me. We ain't gonna lie to y'all, like, cause we did say that, but like, who predicted like they
A
knew
whole pandemic.
Listen, let me tell you how they knew 2020 was our year. A pandemic happened. Okay.
Listen.
A pandemic happened. They was
Listen.
like, yo, Worth the Wait is about to blow 2020 their year. Pandemic.
Hey, but guess what?
All
Okay,
in God's plan,
so
though.
Spitz,
Give the dub.
I just want to share this because I don't think I have actually mentioned this to you. So I had written down in the book that I've been reading that I read last year one of the things that
What's the name of the book?
it's called Soul Coaching, 28
Oh, yeah, the
Days
Soul
to
Coaching.
Find Your Authentic
Right,
Self
right.
by Denise Lynn.
Hey.
So basically last year I wrote down how something that I've been putting off was doing a live show. And this year I did a live show. It wasn't it was Instagram live, but it was a live show, and I ended up
Live
doing
shows.
it. I ended up doing it because of what was happening in the pandemic. Like there was no way, still is no way for me to be able to hold an event to where I'm going to be able to do the capacity that I had, even if it was on Instagram live. So that's really crazy how that happened. And it was awesome that it happened that way, because it's like by no means necessary, you know, just like how you said, like a label that was able to let you drop when you wanted to. I felt like I had the support of my support team to tell me like, yeah, you should do this. Like, this is something that I think you would be good at. And I'm happy that I did it and I was able to accomplish it. And it, like, we had to play the piano on there. Like, it was crazy. Spitson came on a couple of times and did his little first place. That video was the making of the video both times was dope.
Yeah, that was a good yo, shout out to Anna, shout out to Evelyn. Shout out to Yuli, shout out to Roxy.
Shout out to that lady.
Shout out to
Yans
Ishii.
bands.
And Ishii behind the cam.
Ishter. Facts.
In that park we shot at.
Yeah, like it was dope. Like it was dope the first time that we did it too, cause like
Shout out Mileto.
like yeah, like Evelyn
Shout out.
and Anna had like the most ideas. Like they was like low key directors too. They had-
Yeah.
I felt like there was some.
was
Well,
dope.
I don't
It
want
was
to toot my own horn, but I also felt like
No,
I
but
had
yeah,
some
yeah.
too.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, yeah.
I felt like it was a collective that round.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. We just need like it was just the edit aspect of it that needed to be done.
So Spitz, I don't want to cut you off to when you're talking about the your music video, but to cut you off, you are our sports correspondent here on the Ambition Hour podcast, and so I know that you are an avid listener of sports radio,
Yes, ma'am.
and I just need you to break down what you may have learned today that you feel would be beneficial for the fans of the Ambition Hour podcast to know in the sports world. Take it away, Spitz.
All right, right now.
You better
We-
body this. Oh shit.
All right, right now, we want to give a big shout out to the man, Bam Adebayo.
Bam out of bayou.
He signed his extension, and
fans, don't worry.
all right, now dig this. Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox, Lonzo Ball, and Markelle Fultz. Right, all in the same, all drafted
Draft.
before him.
Okay.
Now,
Where's this
Bam
going?
Adebayo is the only boy to go to the finals out of all of those names I just named. So, and like to me personally, like he deserved that 5-year extension. Like his.
How much they giving him for them 5 years?
It's 160
for 5 years.
million, but it can go up to, I think it said 201 million.
He has a bubble.
Because,
201.
because he probably gonna like go to the
Divided
All-Star
by
game.
5.
He's
Yeah,
gonna-
or like a be first team NBA.
These are like incentives that
yeah,
like
195 million.
yeah. Oh, okay, my fault. Yeah. So shout out to him because that's like an anchor, like a cornerstone for the Miami Heat. Yo,
That's 39 million a year.
Oh man, oh we need that. I need it in my life.
You know, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about that earlier. And not because I definitely want you to say something else about the sports.
Now, what were you thinking about
something
earlier?
that I was thinking about earlier was I was just paying attention to my boss, right? And I was just observing, like, this woman literally, she is getting paid to do what she loves to do. You know what I mean? Like, she's getting paid by the hour for
Wait,
what
what
she
is she?
loves to do. She's a therapist.
Oh man.
So
Okay.
she's literally getting paid,
To talk.
you know, to
Or
like
listen.
do what she wants to do. Like that's her passion. And so she's getting paid hourly, or she's getting paid very well actually, to do exactly what she loves to do. And I feel like when it comes down to it, like as far as like a basketball player, like when they get paid, and not to knock what a basketball player is making, because we all know that basketball players get paid very, very well.
Facts.
Because of who is the one who's paying, like the NBA, of course, like, you know, the Miami Heat are the ones who are paying.
You know how that works, though, right? You guys know how that works, right?
Break it down.
Break it down.
It works from the advertising dollars. So the fact that that's why it's so important to get on television, because if you get bro, people don't understand how much it is for you to get on that's why people don't try to get you on television. They'll blur your face so bad because
It costs money.
That's free. If they get your ass on television, like, and you go viral for some shit, and you get a corporation will be fucking pissed. You understand what I'm saying? Because like those commercials is what I'm talking about. Like the commercials in between like shows and like the shows that you watch on television, like the games and stuff like that, like the finals, like how many people like watch the finals just now, you know, like
Yeah.
So but in between the finals, when they go on commercial, they paying the NBA.
Yeah.
Like they're the motherfuckers paying the NBA. Like that's where all the money comes from. Like all the money comes from that, because like people watch this shit and they fucking are like, not to say brainwashing, but it's basically like just telling us what to buy. Like, you ever heard of that? People say like, "Oh,
It's kind of like what they were
telling us what to buy."
It's kind of like what they were doing with the beer, and you know how it was like, buy the beer and then you can be, you know, a virtual fan in the audience,
right.
like be part of the virtual audience. It's like, how can we get people to buy something so that
Michelob.
they also
It was Michelob people.
yeah, so that listen, don't be giving them no free shit.
It was a beer.
We don't even drink that shit.
It was a beer, like she
here-
said. It was a
over here
beer.
promoting it. So what else do you think? Okay, so
blurt it
Batman to
out.
buy you signed for an extension for 5 years. Is there something else that you feel that, as a sports analyst, for the Ambition Hour podcast, that you should?
Facts.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this is gonna be probably like the last thing I say about the sports thing, and I think it needs to be said. Tua getting benched. A lot of people had opinions on it.
Who?
Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh,
It's not Tua Tagovailoa. How Ross said it?
Yeah, I can't even.
He plays for the Dolphins.
Yeah, he's the quarterback for the Dolphins.
Yeah,
Tua
quarterback for-
Tagovailoa, and
The quarterback for the Dolphins.
the quarterback for the
The.
Dolphins.
The.
He got benched, and like this. I mean, shout out to the Dolphins. First of all, because like everybody nationally is talking about us. I got them tatted on me, people. Like that's like y'all have no idea how much I love this team. I saved them the best for last, even though I love the Heat.
Can't relate.
And the Heat wins so much. Like the Heat wins way more than the Dolphins as of late, like recently. But like
I would assume, you being the Miami dude that you have and always will be a Miami Dolphins fan.
yeah, it's
To the
not-
day
yeah.
you die.
It's never changing. Like, cause my first sport was football.
Yeah.
So like that's, and like fucking Dan Marino is like a god.
Didn't somebody just recently
He's like a god.
didn't somebody
Don
recently
Shula,
pass
Don
away from the team?
You mean Don Shula, or you mean the
No, somebody recently passed away.
It was damn, I forgot his name, but he played in like 1970 something.
I think he played in the same season as Don Shula.
Well, no, he played for Don Shula.
Yeah, there you go. He played for Don Shula.
It was
Look at me
it
knowing
was a
shit.
linebacker. It was a linebacker. I forgot his name, but he died though. He died. He was 90. He died at 90.
It was the same.
That's
Prayers to his family. R.I.P.
R.I.P. him. Oh yeah, like what I was gonna say about the Tua bench, and like what people gotta understand is that like me as a fan, I didn't really have no kind of problem with that, because personally, like I like to win. Like I shoot for the win. I don't give a fuck if you supposed to be the franchise quarterback or not.
His name's
like,
Jake Scott. So
Thank you, Jake
Okay.
Scott.
It was a
R.I.P. to
linebacker.
Jake Fox.
He was a linebacker or no?
Jake
yeah,
Scott. Jake Scott.
Yeah, the defensive star for the undefeated
Yeah, for the undefeated team. Excuse me.
Undefeated.
They said that he didn't talk to Don Shula not one time the whole season.
Hey, that gotta be like the craziest shit, cause Don Shooter was like the most chewing people's ass out ass motherfucker, like through the 70s and 80s, like oh yeah, like so I think I mean I think people should just chill, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, let Brian Flores do his thing. He's in his second year. They basically in the playoff hunt, so yo, chill out, you know what I'm saying? Like don't get your panties in a bunch, you know what I'm saying? Like take your dolphin panties, wash them, you feel me? Like get them little dingy, little scrungy ass fucking stains y'all got in them out, you feel me? Like, and just calm down, because like it's all a part of the plan. Like if you, like, to me personally, if you want to build a winning culture, you gotta implement winning in all positions, no matter what. Like, so shout out to the Dolphins.
So I was going to ask you about the games, because the game and how, I guess, the system that they have going on to go to the games. Do you see yourself going to any Dolphins games in the near future?
My dumb ass was really looking. Like, I really was
looking. It was looking tempting, huh?
Like, it was looking tempting.
You gotta go, bro. I'm down.
But listen, like I really would have to have that serious conversation with Hav, because like we haven't really been.
gotta.
Cause we really haven't.
Google appointment.
we really haven't been out amongst people we don't know like that.
Yeah.
If you really want to be honest, if you really think about it, like yourself personally, like each one of yourselves, ask yourself that genuine question. Like,
yeah, everywhere that I've been, I know that who I've been around and where I've been around, like I'm good enough to know that like I'm good, until proven otherwise, of course. But
not to tell you not to be social distancing people, because we very responsible over here. Wear your fucking mask and social distance, like. But we just saying, like,
you can't really tell, but I'm like 3 feet away from
it's we're very far from each other, very, very far. Like,
as you lean in closer to him,
it's all about angles, baby, angles.
So I wanted to ask, because I know you have like some features in this project. So who do you have featured in this project? I heard you say some names when we were talking earlier.
I have Flight. He's on Vibes. Shout out to Flight. He's
Flight has been on the podcast before, if you didn't know.
Yeah, shout out to Flight, because he comes through when I need him. I have 2 features. The other feature is Layback Sosa. Shout out to Layback Sosa,
who has also been on the podcast.
I guess you can say 3 Wishes has a feature, you know.
No, Hav? We gonna fight, Spit. I'm joking.
Nah. They gotta cut the check for that.
Yeah, we got whole projects together.
The price
for
going
sure,
up
for
the double.
Facts. I guess you could say my brother was a feature on there, right?
Why? Because he said some shit on there. Which
allegedly.
I don't know, people. You gotta let me know after you heard that. Stream the album and you tell me if you heard that other feature.
Does he deserve the feature? Yeah.
Does he deserve?
We'll cut him the check if y'all think so.
I'm saying though, like for real, like
y'all
let us know.
Yeah, y'all let us know, and then we'll cut the check. But until further that, we ain't gonna
No information.
So, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I wanted to ask, what is like a traditional Thanksgiving for you and your family?
What do you mean, like as far as like
what
that we'll do?
Yeah, like what is something that you guys do every Thanksgiving, or like is that something that you guys do? Because I know some people celebrate it, some people don't, some people.
Well, my sister just text me right now, because I know she at my mom's house, like and they are already cooking. Like, so I know she texted me right now, so she was probably like, "Where the hell you at, nigga?" So like that's the tradition right there. Like me and my sister sneaking off with my brother smoking.
Talking about y'all just gonna take a little walk
like,
outside.
Are we leaving? Be back. Like
that's one of the things I miss about like big family functions is like sneaking out with a cousin and just like walking around like smoking.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking about today? Can I ask both of y'all this question? When the last time y'all been to like a big family function, like excuse me, with family members and stuff?
For me, it would have to be June 2018. It was my uncle's wedding, And I flew to California for the wedding, and there was a lot of people there. I had so much fun though. I was hella drunk, hella high. I was smoking, like, I was in California, so I was smoking like, you know, weed from the shops and stuff like that. So that was really cool. That was the last time that I was like really somewhere where there was like a lot of family that I knew was there but couldn't say hello to because there was just so much family there. That was a blessed time.
I'm really thinking right now because
I think it's long enough. The only one that I could really say was a family event that I could probably say, and it's not a blood family or nothing, is when the Dub Squad, we was at it in Virginia. We made Rolling View. That was probably the only felt like I was around family, but real family, I think it's been like 5 years type shit. To be honest, yeah, it's probably for.
What about when our family was here in 2017 for Christmas?
Okay, so then 3 years ago.
Yeah, I feel like that was a good. I wouldn't say that time because the wedding was after that. So I was around a lot of family that time, but then that time at the wedding, it was like those people that were at my house plus like another 100 more.
I think, I think like 2007.
Well, now I'm gonna have to call you Jarrell because that's a very long time, Jarrell. What about weren't you?
Like it's always been like look.
What about that one time in your story that you had posted that you was dancing into the person who shall remain nameless?
Oh, okay.
That you were like dancing and you were trying to get your mama to dance with you.
Okay, that was
like,
my dad's birthday. That was my dad's birthday. Dang, yeah.
So that was your dad's birthday?
You got me. Cause damn boy, I was stuck. Like not cause my I was thinking more along the lines of like Thanksgiving. That's probably why I didn't think about that.
I mean, the thing is that like for Thanksgiving, like if we really want to talk about Thanksgiving, like that's been years.
10 years.
Yeah, that's why I said that.
Ago.
That's why I said that
yeah.
one. That's why I said that.
Like if we talk because normally it's just us four for Thanksgiving. Like we either don't go nowhere or we do go somewhere, but it's been a very long time, especially because we are adults.
Immediate.
Yeah, because we are adults at this point. So it's just like we're not going to where you're telling us to go to. So it's like, so then our parents are like kind of almost forced to do something here at the house because they want to spend it with us. So it ends up just being us four because it's like we're not going to go anywhere and we invite who we invite. But it's usually just the four of us. But yeah, it has been, I would say maybe since the late 90s, probably like my last November in
y'all got me beat.
Yeah, probably like my last November in California, which was in 97. That it was possibly like a big Thanksgiving.
Do you have a because I do, so that's why I'm asking this question. Do you have a cousin that you grew up with, like you can remember, like probably like y'all grew up together, probably like age 6 to like probably like 18 or whatever, and y'all was close as hell, like, but y'all don't talk at all now. It's y'all strangers.
I actually have a lot of cousins.
that's what's going on with me and my cousin.
And what happened with us, or with me at least, I can speak for myself, is that once we moved from California to here, it was almost like you either stayed in touch with the family that you stayed in touch with or you didn't at all. So there are some cousins that I haven't spoke to that in the 20 plus years that I've been living in Miami, I possibly have spoken to maybe 2-3 times tops. Like, and not only cousins, it's also like other family members that has just been that way. Like, it wasn't because, you know, we had beef or anything. It's just like the distance just changed everything. Also, everybody goes through different phases in their life to where they're reacting to things very differently, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. It's very different when it comes to family, and especially when you have a big family like I do. Like, my mom has 9 brothers and sisters alone.
Damn.
You know, and like my dad has like a whole other big side of the family as well. So it's kind of like, and then so there's a lot of personalities. There's just so much different stuff. So I I mean, I always love reminiscing about like the old Thanksgivings that we've had, but the ones that we've had the past couple of years of just me, my dad, my mom, my brother has just been so genuine.
Too, yeah.
Have just been so genuine, have just been so much more powerful. I feel like we're able to really speak how we want to speak to one another during like the table, and like even the way that we express gratitude is just very different. So for me, like this tradition of like Thanksgiving, like yes, it's a holiday to, I guess, celebrate whatever it was that happened in America. But for like my family and it's mainly just like being grateful for having one another.
Facts.
And that's like what this holiday means the most to me. It's not so much about what it means, but just the part of gratitude. And I try to express my gratitude every day to my family. And I love that this holiday kind of celebrates that. But that's what it's always been. Like, it's just like, I'm grateful for my family every day. This is a day that we're just going to get to enjoy this meal and grow the fuck on.
I love eating. Like,
I made, because we're talking in the past tense, I made mac and cheese, baby. And it came out good.
do y'all, all right, look, y'all ain't got to say the name. But when y'all did go to, like, the family events and shit, uncle, aunt, grandma, granddad, cousin, which one your ass hated and you didn't want to talk to? Me, it was uncle.
It was uncle for me too.
It
Uncle
was
for me too.
Like, without saying names. Like,
For me, it
For
was
me, it was
probably like
uncle.
that weird friend that was just always around.
okay. It wasn't nobody in, like, it wasn't like. in,
No,
like-
because I feel like I always had like love for like all of my uncles, and
Okay. They watching.
because
I
I'm
see
very
you. I
like,
feel you.
no, they're not
Protect
even
yourself.
watching, but
Okay.
like I just
Protect yourself.
I just like
Who's the
I-
motherfucker we don't know?
I've always liked having those type of relationships with my aunts and uncles, like to where like I'm gonna say what's up to them as soon as I see them. Now if we're talking about some family that I didn't grow up around, that's a little different. But the family that I definitely grew up around that I'm gonna see like during the holidays or whatnot, I'm definitely coming up to them and seeing what the
But
fuck
you ain't
going
never
on.
had like an aunt that'd be like, oh, still single? Ah, pobrecito.
They all say that shit. I don't give a fuck. I'll be like,
how
what
we
do you
get
want?
it,
I'll
though.
be like, well, actually, I haven't had a lot of people ask me that. There's some people that they don't ask me like, why are you still single? What they ask me is, or they tell me is, you're still single. I'm gonna hook you up with somebody.
Yeah, it's because like we're in that age range where motherfuckers is just trying to like throw our ass with anybody. Hold on now.
Well, yeah,
motherfucker,
because
chill
they
out,
feel
chill
like
out, nah,
they
chill
feel
out,
like
nah.
at this age we're in our 30s, guys. So for the
Facts.
people and the demographic that is in their 30s, you guys can maybe relate to what we are speaking on as far as this conversation goes. Is
I
like
can't-
as this age, people feel the need to let you know that you are getting closer to 40 and you need to get it together.
I
and
can't visit my mom or dad without them asking me some crap like that or whatever. Yeah,
what
you
they
know
asking you, Spitz?
You know my grandbaby
Your crimp. They got
ain't
how
a
many?
baby no more. I'ma need some more grandbabies.
Oh hell no.
Oh shit.
That's
I don't know about that.
I'm happy
man.
that on my end we don't have that because neither Hav or I have a child, so there are no grandbabies.
Hey.
So they just gonna have to wait. They gonna get a grand doggy.
Now listen, trust
Before they
me.
get a
You hear what
grand
I'm
baby.
saying, right? You hear what I'm saying, right? What I tell you, what they do to me anytime I pull up on their ass. You gonna wake up one day and your mama gonna be standing over you with a gun and she gonna say, "Give me some grandbabies."
Oh hell no.
I'm telling
So what's
you.
up, Spitz? You practicing for them grandbabies or what's?
Oh man, chill. Oh man, chill.
Damn, not even practicing.
Oh
I feel
man.
you. Well, Spitz, it was great having you.
That's a wrap.
I know you always have awesome questions. I know that this is your boy. I know you have conversations with him at all time, but I need you to take the boy cap off and the co-host with the mostest.
Take the gloves off, dog. It's
The
bare knuckles.
co-host. No, listen. You haven't been like as a guest
Yes.
in a minute, right? How be having the
I like
A1
what you're saying that. I like what you're saying.
the
In a
A1
minute.
the A1 guest I'm sorry, the A1 question asker is actually Hav.
Hey.
So Hav, do you have any questions for our special guest, man of the hour, Spitz?
No pressure here. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I got it.
Listen, Spitz, we got a sound for that.
What's the lyric that's on here that was great to write, but it hurt to write? If you know what I mean when I say that.
Great to write and hurt to
Or like
write.
you love how the bar is
Great
because
to write.
it's so genuine to you, but it kind
hurt your soul.
of it was kind of
Cause
it was a little
Oh, okay.
a little
okay.
scar tissue, if I
You
will.
can
You know what else is
feel
new gonna be out soon? But yeah, go ahead.
Honestly,
You
it
can
has to be
feel
passenger. It has to
Mhm.
be passenger, and the hook. Basically, the lyric, when my phone ring, I'll be glad it's yeah. Cause like I thought it was very clever and shit like that, but it's it does hurt because it's like as a writer and a creator like that shit it can be meaning for so many different people, and at the time like I wrote it like which I don't remember right now when I wrote it, so I don't know who I'm talking about. You get what I'm trying to say? Like as far as like what X am I talking about? You know, like so it's like that's why when you say that the hurting, you're a bastard for this question.
Thank you.
But
I told you
but
he
it's a
asked
good
a good
question. Though.
question.
It is a good
Hopefully I
question.
didn't- oh, yeah.
It's a good question.
Hopefully I
like,
didn't
Cause like what see the
Don't
thing
blow the
is
spot up now.
I didn't want to like cause like I don't like to like explain bars, but that is dope though because like nobody would know that.
Yeah.
Like nobody knows that. Like even if they heard passenger, they wouldn't know that how I feel about that bar because like and how I picked that bar in particular because you are right when you ask that question and how you and how you actually worded it because to actually write it and think like man this is clever, but to be like damn, you know this it's about this person because
About blank.
right blank
Blank,
and,
blank.
I'm not getting the calls from that person, you know what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say. So,
Tell
like,
the bitches I ain't calling.
So another question I wanted to ask you
oh shit
is
You be ready.
so you said you were talking about Can't Help But Notice and then La Vita Bella being that on steroids. Well, I guess it's a two-part question. What drugs is Spitz Files on? This new question. And the second question to that is, is it realizing that you feel that your pen is sharpened or you're more sharper on your steel, or is it more that song creation as you were saying? We'll break that down.
I would say as far as like the drugs that Spitz Spitz Files is on.
Yeah. Or what drug did La Vita Bella take to get on Spitz Files?
I would have to say the same drug. It had to be weed.
Okay, or a different HDH. I was gonna say.
Yeah, I think it was weed, but low key, it was some sprinkled shrooms in there. So like there's certain rides you can go on when you're in Spitz Files. So the drug can make you see things.
Awesome.
If you're
so it's a
you know what I mean.
hallucinogen.
Then the second
you
question.
said the second part question. Explain the second part question again.
So basically, the growth. Where is it that you most see the growth? I guess in it is it more on how you tackle a song, as far as songwriting goes, right? Is the way how you approach the beat now that's different, or that you feel you mastered, or what is it a part of growth that you see in between those two projects and now?
I would say still
The weed.
still the weed. No, but
better weed.
More better weed. High grade. I would have to say basically taking the beat and using whatever the beat get like how they say in sports or whatever. Hey, sports.
Hey, sports.
basically taking what the defense gives you. Taking what the defense gives you.
Yeah,
It's the same. It's the same concept. You take what the beat gives you. Like, don't try to don't like what I learned as a writer and a creator is like, don't try to force some shit on a beat. You know, like earlier today I was thinking about like rhymes and flows. Like I was just going through rhymes and flows because I'm basically just stretching and expanding my creative part of my mind. So whenever I do write and I do come upon a beat or something like that, I'm not gonna come with like a boom bap or just a basic monotone kind of flow. I'm basically gonna have like some kind of rhythm and try to take whatever the beat gives me and use it to the best of my ability. And I think that's the best growth in being a creator. Basically saying to yourself like, yo, this ain't you. People sending you certain beats or songs, and you say to yourself like, this isn't me. So you know, like just basically seeing that and understanding that yo, this ain't my BPM. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, or like not today or whatever. BPM people is beat per minute. So you can
more you know.
The more you know. So you could basically just like, for me personally, like I think that's the best growth for me, is basically seeing and knowing like what to do on particular beats instead of trying to like put whatever I want onto the beat, because I can find a BPM that basically is some boom bap what I like, where I can just do bars like it like that I just going back to the growth. I think that's another thing too, because I used to think that, what if I just do bars? Like what if I just bar the fuck out of people? You know what I'm saying? Like people are gonna hear me, like, and it's not about, and I wouldn't really worry about the hook that much. So now I'm more trying to be creative and try to take what the beat gives me and make sure that the hook that I'm making has a bridge, you know, like, niggas start doing bridges, nigga, like,
Yeah.
I'm talking to myself, you feel me, like, so it's like trying to like grow with that and just be just being more and more creative and just switching things up. Like I just think that that's the biggest growth for myself.
I agree. Well, Spitz, I just want to say congratulations on this new project. I'm grateful that you decided to make the Ambition Hour podcast part of your, I guess, press release run.
You bitches, we doing press runs out here.
First
interview for the project. Is it of this year? Officially, because you've been on the podcast, but it hasn't been an interview. It's
what
just
do you mean?
been,
The end of the year? You mean?
no, I mean like the first podcast, first episode. I mean interview.
The first this is your first project this 2020 though.
Oh well, yeah, that's what I was going with it.
First project, first interview. So yeah, so guys, make sure that you guys go ahead and check out Spitz's new project,
Spitz Files,
available everywhere right now in your telephone. Just go ahead and search. You can also let them know where they can find your Instagram, Twitter. I know you're back on that. Your music. Yeah.
Sorry, people, I got Twitter back, but I'm behaving. So
for now.
Yeah, for now, until I delete it again. SPITZPHIRE86 is the Twitter, and it's basically the same thing for Instagram. So it's the same thing. So you can.
And they can find you. How about like they can find you on Apple Music, on Spotify, SoundCloud.
Yes.
SoundCloud is WCW Radio, wherever you're listening to on here.
If you're searching any of those platforms, make sure you put the Z. Make sure you put the Z and just make sure you're looking for First Place. And
oh, that sauce got me thirsty.
Yeah,
because
like first place should be the one that comes up the most. So like, yeah, make sure you search for First Place, and you'll be able to follow me on all those platforms. So
for sure. Hav, did you want to add anything before we close out the episode?
Nah, man, just stay blessed, stay safe, have a great Thanksgiving, man. Just thankful another year that we're doing this. Gonna keep on doing more episodes.
Very grateful.
Spitz is gonna continue to drop more classic shit on your heads. So
I know that's right.
Yeah, dubs stay up.
all the way up. And guys, remember, we are still in a pandemic, so make sure that you wash your hands, wash your ass, drink your water, and mind your business. And for the 148th time in a row, it's your girl Claudia Renee with my co-host House 600 and my special guest who's just dropped a project, Spitfire in the building. And we are out of here.
Claudia Renee.
In your airways, bitch. We should have had him say that too.
It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby.